Rico spreads 4 credit card statements across his kitchen table. He owes $700 on one card, $2,400 on another, $800 on a third, and $4,500 on a fourth. Total $8,400 in debt. He has been making minimum payments for over a year, and his balances have barely moved. Why? Because nobody told him minimum payments are designed by banks to keep him in debt for 30 years. Rico calls Max in pure frustration. Max calls Diana, and Diana says, there are only 2 strategies that actually work to get out of debt fast. Today you are going to learn both. And by the end of this video you will know exactly which one to use for your debt, and why most people pick the wrong one. Diana breaks down the trap first. Rico's $4,500 credit card charges 24% interest. If he only pays the minimum about $90 a month, it takes him over 26 years to pay it off, and he ends up paying nearly $9,000 in interest alone. He doubles the cost of the debt just by going slow. The math behind minimum payments is the entire reason credit card companies make billions in profit every year. They are not trying to help you escape debt. They are designed to keep you paying interest as long as humanly possible. Step 1 before any strategy is the same: pay more than the minimum on at least one debt. Even $50 extra a month changes everything. The strategy decides which debt gets that extra 50. Diana explains the first strategy, the debt snowball. Here is how it works. Rico lists his 4 debts from smallest to largest balance, completely ignoring interest rates. $700, $800, $2,400, $4,500. He keeps making minimum payments on all 4. But he throws every extra dollar at the smallest debt, the $700. Once that one is gone, he takes the entire payment he was making on it and rolls it onto the next smallest. Then the next. Then the largest. The payment amount snowballs bigger and bigger as debts disappear. The genius of this method is not the math. It is the psychology. Rico kills his first debt in 2 months. He feels a real win. That win gives him momentum to keep going. The snowball wins emotionally, even if it costs slightly more in interest. Now Diana explains the second strategy, the debt avalanche. Same starting point, 4 debts. But this time Rico ignores the balance and looks only at the interest rate. His credit cards charge 24%, 19%, 22%, and 15%. He keeps minimum payments on all 4. He throws every extra dollar at the highest interest rate, the 24% card. Once that is gone, he rolls all those payments onto the next highest rate. And so on. The avalanche is pure math. It mathematically saves him the most money in interest and gets him debt-free fastest. On Rico's $8,400 in debt, the avalanche method saves him around $600 in interest compared to the snowball, and pays everything off about 3 months sooner. The avalanche wins financially, every single time. Diana puts both methods side by side. For Max, snowball pays smallest balance first. Gives you fast emotional wins. Costs slightly more in total interest. Best for people who have tried to pay off debt before and quit because it felt hopeless. Avalanche pays highest interest first. Saves the most money mathematically. Takes longer to see your first debt fully eliminated. Best for people who are mathematically motivated and will not quit. Same starting point. Same total debt. The snowball person sees their first win at month 2. The avalanche person might not see a debt disappear until month 6. But by the time both finish, usually within a few months of each other, the avalanche person has paid less in interest. The best strategy is the one you will actually stick to. A strategy you abandon at month 4 is worse than a slightly less optimal strategy you finish. Max asks the right question. Which one should Rico use? Diana asks Rico a simple question first. Have you ever started paying down debt and quit halfway through? Rico nods. 3 different times. Then Diana's answer is immediate. Snowball. For Rico, the math is not the problem. The motivation is the problem. The $700 card disappearing in his first 2 months will give him the emotional fuel to keep going for the next 18 months. Saving $600 in interest does not matter if you give up at month 4 and stay in debt forever. But if Rico is the type of person who can stick to a spreadsheet for 2 years without quitting avalanche all day, the right strategy is the one matched to your psychology, not just the math. Knowing yourself is half the battle. Then Diana drops a third option most people do not know exists. The hybrid approach. Here is how it works. You start with the snowball, knock out 1 or 2 small debts first to build momentum. You feel the wins. Your brain releases the dopamine. You start to believe you can actually do this. Then you switch to the avalanche for the remaining debts, saving the most interest on the bigger ones. The first 2 debts give you the emotional fuel. The last 2 debts give you the financial savings. It is the cheat code most personal finance gurus do not talk about because they are loyal to one method. The real answer for most people is use both in that order. Snowball first. Avalanche second. Diana gives Max 3 rules that make any debt strategy actually work. Rule 1: stop adding to the debt while you are paying it down. If you are using the credit card while paying it off, you are running on a treadmill. Cut the cards or freeze them in a literal block of ice if you have to. Rule 2: pay more than the minimum on every single debt, every single month. Even $5 extra on a debt. You are not focusing on keeps interest from compounding against you. Rule 3: track your progress visually. Print out a debt thermometer. Color in each milestone. Watch the number drop. Your brain needs to see the progress. The methods are just frameworks. These 3 rules are the foundation underneath both of them. Skip these and no strategy works. 8 months later, Rico went with the snowball method. His first debt, the $700 card, disappeared in his second month. He cried a little. He had not seen real progress in over a year. The second debt fell in month 5. The third one falls next month. By month 14, he projects to be completely debt-free for the first time as an adult. Rico canceled 3 of the 4 credit cards. He kept one for emergencies but froze it in a literal cup of water in his freezer. He has not added a single new charge to any card in 8 months. He still drives the same car. He still lives in the same apartment. But his entire life feels different. He is not running anymore. He is finishing. Next video on Wealth Decoded. Once your debt is gone, every dollar that was going to credit cards now has a new job. We break down exactly how to redirect that money so you build wealth at lightning speed in the months after debt freedom. Subscribe right now so you catch it the moment it drops. And drop a comment below, Snowball or Avalanche. Which method are you using? Or are you team hybrid? Let us know. Let us build this together.